So today's video is about Commedia dell'arte. Commedia dell'arte is also known as improvised theater, Italian comedy, or professional theater. It was a theatrical form popular in Europe from the 16th to the 18th centuries, and it originated in Italy. It also had a significant impact on literature during the time, and it emerged during the Renaissance period, which was a time when Italian theater was undergoing significant changes. It initially performed in streets, marketplaces, and temporary stages, but it eventually moved to more established theaters. Now let's see what influenced Commedia dell'arte. Commedia dell'arte was influenced by various theatrical traditions such as the Roman comedies of Plautus and Terence, the Italian Commedia Erudiта literary comedy, and the medieval Feast of Fools. It also drew inspiration from the Italian Renaissance, incorporating humanist ideas and reflecting the socio-political environment of the time. Since we have looked at what influenced Commedia dell'arte, now let's look at what Commedia dell'arte influenced. Commedia dell'arte influenced subsequent forms of theater, including Shakespearean comedies, French farce, and the English Restoration comedy. Many of its stock characters and comedic techniques can still be seen in modern-day comedy and entertainment. Regarding the style, Commedia dell'arte combined elements of farce, satire, and comedy to present stories that often revolved around love, marriage, and social class. The witty dialogue and fast-paced actions were significant stylistic elements in Commedia dell'arte. As for the themes, the plays explore the complexities of human relationships, focusing on themes like deception, love triangles, and mistaken identities, among many others. Now let's talk about some important characteristics of Commedia dell'arte. So the first one is improvisation. Commedia dell'arte was known for its improvised nature, and actors were given a basic plot outline or character traits, and they were expected to improvise their dialogues and actions based on the situation. Next, we have stock characters. So the plays featured a fixed set of characters known as stock characters, and these stock characters were easily recognizable by their distinctive traits, costumes, and masks. Some famous stock characters in Commedia dell'arte include Pentalon, that is the greedy old merchant, Arlecchino, the mischievous servant, and Isabella, the clever and resourceful young woman. Masks were an integral part of Commedia dell'arte performances because they helped actors portray specific characters and allowed them to exaggerate their expressions and emotions. But there are also many characters within Commedia dell'arte that did not wear masks. Physical comedy, including slapstick humor, exaggerated gestures, and acrobatics, played a crucial role in Commedia dell'arte. Actors used their bodies to create humor and entertain the audience. Now let's talk about the character categories in Commedia dell'arte. So Commedia dell'arte features the masters, servants, and lovers. These were the three important character categories in Commedia dell'arte. The masters. The masters' characters represent figures of authority or high social status. They often embody specific professions such as merchants, nobles, or sometimes doctors, and these characters tend to be portrayed as foolish, arrogant, or sometimes easily manipulated by their servants. They provide a source of conflict and comic relief through their interactions with other characters. Now we have the servants. The servants' characters are the lower class individuals who work for the masters. They are often depicted as clever, quick-witted, and resourceful, and they serve as the driving force behind the comedic action, using their wit and cunning to outsmart the masters or create chaos and confusion. The last character category is the lovers. The lovers' characters are typically young and represent romantic relationships. They are often portrayed as naive, passionate, and driven by their desires. Their storylines revolve around romantic pursuits, secret meetings, and obstacles they must overcome to be together. The lover characters often rely on the help of the servants to achieve their goals, leading to humorous situations and sometimes misunderstandings. So, we see that the interactions between these character categories form the basis of the comedic structure in Commedia dell'arte. Because the servants' characters often work together to outwit the masters, while the lovers' characters seek the assistance of the servants to pursue their romantic interests, and so on. These interactions create a dynamic and farcical atmosphere on stage filled with physical comedy, wordplay, and improvisation. However, it is also important for us to note that while there were general character archetypes and categories in Commedia dell'arte, individual actors would sometimes bring their own interpretations and variations to these roles. This allowed for flexibility and creativity within the framework of established characters, making each performance unique and tailored to the skills of the actors involved. Important writers and works of Commedia dell'arte. Commedia dell'arte was primarily performed by actors rather than written by specific playwrights. However, some notable writers contributed to the genre, and there is a particular figure that we always need to keep in mind when we talk about Commedia dell'arte, and that is Carlo Goldini. So, Carlo Goldini was an Italian playwright. He introduced written text and dialogue into Commedia dell'arte, adding a structured element to the improvisation in the 18th century. His play, The Servant of Two Masters, 1746, is one of the most famous works of Commedia dell'arte. Other important playwrights and performers associated with Commedia dell'arte include Tiberio Fiorillo, Giovanni Battista Andrini, and Silvio Fiorillo. Although their works are not as well known today, their contributions played a crucial role in shaping the art form. So that was a little bit about Commedia dell'arte. I hope you liked the video. Thank you.